ते यशस्वी झाले नाहीत आणि मला असं वाटतं की या संदर्भातली काही माहिती हे आमच्या सीएम साहेबांना देखील आहेत, त्यामुळे त्यातली काही फर्स्ट हँड इन्फॉर्मेशन ही त्यांच्याजवळ देखील.
Alisha now joins us live on the broadcast. Alisha, that's a big charge that is leveled by Devendra Fadnavis against the Maha Vikas Aghadi, as much as there have been several allegations of this nature against how there was gross misuse of power by the Maha Vikas Aghadi government. Devendra Fadnavis saying that Supari was given to have him arrested.
Yes, Suresh, it's a very big allegation that has been rebelled by Maharashtra Home Minister and Deputy Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis, clearly mentioning when Maha Vikas Aghadi was in government, there was a full attempt that was made for whether the fact it was case that was fake case that was registered against him, and also there was a Supari that was given to former Mumbai Police Commissioner Sanjay Pandey, and it was all attempt that was made to make him arrest.
Alisha, please stay on with us. Sudhir Mungantiwar is with us on the phone line, and please put forth your questions also as we talk to him. First up, this big charge that has been leveled by Devendra Fadnavis. Supari was given to have him arrested. What is the inside story? What more can you share with us?
नहीं, बात सही है. जब उनको संजय पांडे जी ने 161 का नोटिस दिया था और पहले तो बीकेसी के पुलिस स्टेशन में बुलाया था, एक्स सीएम को सही तो जानकारी के लिए बीकेसी पुलिस स्टेशन में बुलाना यही औचित्य भंग था. उसके बाद शायद उनपे ये दबाव और प्रभाव जनता का और मीडिया का आया कि एक्स सीएम को आप बीकेसी पुलिस स्टेशन में बुला रहे हो. उसके बाद संजय पांडे जी ने उनके घर सागर पर जाकर ऐसे ऐसे प्रश्न पूछे कि 161 के नोटिस में जो विषय नहीं थे ऐसे भी विषयों पे प्रश्न पूछकर कोई तो भी षड्यंत्र चक्रव्यूह वो बना रहे, ऐसा वातावरण था. उसके 3 दिन के बाद जब हमारी कोर टीम की मीटिंग हुई, उस कोर टीम में हमने प्रश्न पूछा देवेंद्र जी को कि आपके साथ में 161 नोटिस के बाद आपके घर पे आकर जो पूछा गया, क्या पूछा गया. उन्होंने तो हमको सबको बताया, जो कोर टीम के हम 7-8 सदस्य थे, कि कुछ तो भी गड़बड़ उनकी हमारे नजर में आ रही है. और उसके पहले भी आपने देखा कि पिछली सरकार षड्यंत्र में नंबर 1 थी. वो चाहे कंगना रनावत जी का हो, अर्नव गोस्वामी की एक पुरानी केस निकाल के उनको दिवाली के समय अरेस्ट कर लिया. नारायण राव राणे जी, ऐसा ही कोई एक भाष्य है जिस भाष्य में 505(2) लगा दिया. एक शब्द ऐसा कि जिस शब्द पे 505(2) कभी लग नहीं सकती. नीतेश राणे आमदार थे, उनको अरेस्ट कर दिया. नवनीत राणा जी ने बताया कि मैं हनुमान चालीसा घर पे नहीं आपके घर के सामने नहीं आऊंगी, फिर भी पकड़ दिया. नेवी रिटायर्ड ऑफिसर थे, उन्होंने एक कमेंट की. नेवी के बड़े ऑफिसर थे, राष्ट्रभक्त देशभक्त अधिकारी, उन्होंने सिर्फ एक कमेंट की तो उनको जाके बहुत ज्यादा मारा गया. तो ये पिछली जो सरकार थी, ये सूढ़ चक्र से काम करने वाली सरकार थी. और इसमें आखिरी में अहंकार में इतने गए थे कि उन्होंने देवेंद्र जी को हाथ लगाने की कोशिश की थी. मगर जो कुछ पुलिस अधिकारी अभी जो बताते हैं, उनपे संजय पांडे ने बहुत दबाव डाला था. संजय पांडे उनको कह रहा था कि
सुधीर जी, अलीशा बोल रही हूँ, आपसे ये जानेंगे क्योंकि एक सीरियस एलिगेशंस और खासतौर पर देवेंद्र फडणवीस ये कह रहे हैं कि कई ऐसे अटेम्प्ट उनके पार किए गए थे, कई ऐसे फेक केसेस उनके ऊपर किए गए थे, और एक सुपारी कहीं ना कहीं पर संजय पांडे को दी गई थी. हम जानते हैं संजय पांडे जो कि ईडी के केस में गिरफ्तार भी हुए थे, लेकिन इस ऑफिसर पर कहीं ना कहीं एक दबाव जो है वो महाविकास अघाड़ी पर रखा गया था, और खासतौर पर ये पूरी अटेम्प्ट की गई थी कि देवेंद्र फडणवीस जो है वो अरेस्ट हो.
एकदम सही बात है. संजय पांडे का कोई देवेंद्र जी से कोई दुश्मनी तो थी नहीं. संजय पांडे जी को चलाने वाले हाथ अलग थे. वो हाथ किसके थे ये तो अभी इंक्वायरी जब लगेगी. हम भी मांग करने वाले हैं माननीय मुख्यमंत्री जी से कि देवेंद्र जी ने कही हुई बात के बारे में इंक्वायरी करके हमने आगे जाना ही चाहिए. क्योंकि किसके ब्रेन की ये उपज थी, ये सुपीक बुद्धि से किसकी नापिक कल्पना थी, हमें तो सोचना चाहिए ना. अगर ऐसे काम करने वाले नेता, इनका नकाब फाड़ने की आवश्यकता है। इनका नकाब अगर नहीं फाड़ेंगे तो ये लोग ऐसा ही काम आगे भी करते रहेंगे।
बिल्कुल। और क्या इस पर कोई रिस्पॉन्स आएगा महाविकास अघाड़ी या ठाकरे से, हम उसका इंतजार करेंगे। सुधीर मुंगंटीवार, many thanks for speaking to Republic this evening. We are now cutting across to more breaking news coming in. These are a fresh set of tweets that have been put out by Digvijay Singh, who is in the ire of controversy over his insult to the armed forces. The tweets that read, and I quote, "I have held our armed forces in highest esteem. 2 of my sisters were married to naval officers. There is no question of my asking questions to defense officials. My questions are to the Modi government. Question number 1, who is responsible for the unpardonable intelligence failure when 40 CRPF personnel were martyred? From where the terrorists could source 300 kgs of RDX? Why was the request by CRPF to airlift the CRPF personnel denied? Why was Devendra Singh, Deputy SP who hails from Pulwama after being captured by Jammu and Kashmir police with terrorists, let off? Question number 5, Pulwama is one of the most terrorist infested locations. Why was the area and vehicle not checked and sanitized? These are my valid questions to the Modi government. Don't I, as a responsible citizen, have the right to know facts? Who has been punished for the serious lapse? In any other country, the Home Minister would have been made to resign." So this is a fresh set of tweets that have come in from Digvijay Singh after the party has completely isolated itself from the line that was taken by the senior Congress leader, and no apology that has come in yet, evasive on whether the Congress will take any action against Digvijay Singh. Remember, Republic had confronted Jairam Thakur. Now, a fresh set of tweets that have been put out by Digvijay Singh. Abhishek Kapoor, senior executive editor, with us on the broadcast. Abhishek, obviously, he has had to face a lot of criticism, not just from the armed forces, not just from the entire country, but from his own party over what he had said yesterday. And now he is trying to camouflage those words and the statements made earlier, making it look like these are valid questions. He asks the ruling government, which of course he is very much well within his right, but still no apology of the insult to our armed forces. And if he's really tweaking his statement now, or what he said is what he really meant, is for the viewers to deduce.
Well, if anything, Suesha, Digvijay Singh is essentially trying to wriggle out of the mess he created for himself effectively with the comments he made. And he sort of still, till the time that Jairam Ramesh distanced himself, Congress party, from him and his comments, thought he could still brazen it out. And that was as late as today morning. It's only when Rahul Gandhi has spoken very clearly that it seems Digvijay Singh realized that he might have bitten more than he can chew. Rahul Gandhi, of course, has his own share of attacks on the Congress party, on the Indian army. But what is important is that after the comments made by Rahul Gandhi, Digvijay Singh perhaps realized that he has to now make a U-turn. Now, you can't make a U-turn when you are driving at 100 km per hour. That's why this tweak in his statement, "Oh, my sisters are married to Navy officers, and I have never intended to insult the army and the armed forces. I respect them, but then I can still ask questions of the government." Now, all these questions that come out of his tweets have been answered ad nauseum by the government, by the agencies, by the armed forces. Now, you see, in intelligence operations, there are always grey areas. He is doing a very dangerous act of helping the enemy by pulling in some information from here and there, which could have been part of some other operation, and then trying to sort of impose it on Pulwama. That's exactly what the enemy propaganda was. That's exactly what Pakistan wanted. And Digvijay Singh is effectively shooting himself in the foot again within 24 hours after having made that statement, questioning Pulwama, questioning surgical strikes, questioning the government and of course by extension questioning the armed forces and their valor, now that he finds himself cornered not by the pressure of public opinion but by the statement that came in from Rahul Gandhi, perhaps because he knows his job hangs there. And that's why I think this sort of very soft tweaking of his two statements. Remember, it cannot be a change of heart when he was sort of still trying to brazen it out after Jairam Ramesh distanced the Congress party from these comments and said that these must be the personal opinion or this must be the personal opinion of Digvijay Singh. And now, of course, he's sort of trying to justify his comments, say that, oh, I respect the armed forces, but I am trying to ask questions of the government which have been asked and which are questions that can really play into the hands of the enemy. And Digvijay Singh, being the senior leader that he is, senior public figure that he is, thrice chief minister of Madhya Pradesh, a veteran of the Congress party, he's someone who's in the initial days was the guru of Rahul Gandhi and now has to backtrack because Rahul Gandhi, though, as I said, has his own share of blame when it comes to taking pot shots at the armed forces. The latest or the last round being when that video came of clash between Indian soldiers and the Chinese and the comment that Rahul Gandhi made that pitai ho rahi hai. So obviously Digvijay Singh there now, I think, doing a bit of an about turn, but it's a little too late. He has repeated his comments, and I think the pressure of public opinion is still going to be on him. Suesha.
Oh yes, absolutely. Very many errors made on that front, and this certainly can't be the face saver that Digvijay Singh is now attempting at. We'll track this story very, very closely. Abhishek, for the moment, thank you for joining us.
Madras Congress refuses to act on Digvijay Singh. Yatra flops with a position on national security. Bharat Jodo Yatra or Bharat Todo Yatra, debating tonight, 9 p.m.
In the global employability rankings by Times Higher Education UK, only the following 6 institutions from India are ranked amongst the top 230 in the world for having the most employable graduates. IIT Delhi, IISc Bangalore, IIT Bombay, IIM Ahmedabad, IIT Kharagpur and Amity University.
In a big embarrassment for Vadra Congress, a day after Vadra Congress asked Sabut on surgical strikes, Digvijay Singh, on being confronted, made a U-turn, saying that it has greatest regards for the armed forces.
पार्टी ने किनारा कर लिया पर क्या कायम है आप अपने बयान पर
statement how it can be wrong
the comments made are the comments by the opposition. I have got the greatest regard and respect for our defense forces and I hold them in highest esteem.
but NI has already presented a charge sheet.
No end to Bengaluru civic apathy in yet another incident. A Bescom worker lost his life after suffering electric shock while repairing a transformer in Bengaluru. Days after the centre blocked airing of BBC documentary on Prime Minister Modi, a complaint was filed over the screening of the controversial series at the University of Hyderabad campus. Former Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee transformed India's relationship with the US and Russia. External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar at the 3rd edition of Atal Bihari Vajpayee Memorial Lecture, saying, and I quote, Atal Bihari Vajpayee transformed India's ties with US-Russia. Himachal Pradesh Chief Minister Sukhwinder Singh Sukhu attacked former Chief Minister Jairam Thakur over his allegations regarding state borrowings. Addressing the media, the Chief Minister of Himachal Pradesh said that I do not want to get into needless political blame game.
हिमाचल के लोगों पर 75,000 करोड़ का कर्ज, 11,000 करोड़ के सरकारी कर्मचारी और अधिकारियों को 6th पे कमिश्नर का एरियर और 992 करोड़ डीए का ईरियर जयराम सरकार जो हम पर छोड़ कर गई है और 900 संस्थान 6 महीने में खोले जिन पर खर्चा तकरीबन 5,000 करोड़ रुपया आना था, ये छोड़ कर गई है। ऐसी कौन सी दिव्य शक्ति जयराम जी में प्रवेश होगी कि 4.5 साल तक तो संस्थान खोले नहीं, तो लास्ट के 6 महीनों में संस्थान खोल दिए।
And we are cutting across to live pictures coming in from Thiruvananthapuram, where BJP workers are staging protests. They marched to Pujapura, where DFYI was screening the BBC documentary, and the police is now using water cannons to stop the protesters from crossing the barricades. There is massive anger over how rules are not being followed, especially how the government has imposed a ban on the screening of that BBC documentary. And despite that, we know of how it is being screened in Thiruvananthapuram and Hyderabad, two educational institutions where the controversial BBC documentary was screened, and now BJP staging these protests where they are demanding that the film not be screened. And to stop these protests, the police is now using water cannons. Those very dramatic pictures on your screens. As you had earlier also heard from the ABVP, who said that the student groups who were acting against the ban were motivated groups of colonial mindset. And there was a very reason that they were purposely provoking. And now this is the latest of what is happening in Thiruvananthapuram after the screening of that BBC documentary, where the police is now using water cannons to stop the protesters. Remember, these are live pictures coming in from Thiruvananthapuram, where the BJP is staging protests.
During this night time, that we are going to block the telecast of this documentary, which is against our country. But the government and the police is totally supporting the illegal activities done by DYF and CPM activists. The police were using water cans and other things and lathi charge the persons, and we are strongly protesting against this illegal activity.
How many workers injured?
I think that more than 16 were arrested from the Manaviyam Vidhi, where International Congress tried to telecast this movie, and here so many persons were injured due to the usage of water cannons. I am going to admit them in the hospital.
And there you hear loud sloganeering as BJP workers are staging these protests. We don't know if some of them are also being detained. Waiting for a confirmation on that from Ashwin. But they're certainly being stopped from staging these protests and the police using water cannons. Ashwin, I believe you're with us on the broadcast, and some very dramatic visuals coming in from Thiruvananthapuram, where BJP is categoric as to why this film is being screened, and a crackdown on them, stopping them from protesting on this.
Well, absolutely. Today, what the BJP state leadership has in fact done is that the state BJP president, in fact, has given a letter to the chief minister stating any kind of screening of this particular controversial documentary by a foreign country must not be played without any due diligence, and it can cause any kind of a bad situation on the ground. And despite that, there has been several such provocatory statements that has been made in form of a protest, where we have seen in the law college in Thiruvananthapuram, for instance, about 150 people have seen this documentary. The students have seen the law college in Ernakulam, in Kochi also. They have screened it. The pirated version of the movie was shown. Now, since this particular incident, the DYFI has organized a public broadcasting, again using the pirated version of this particular documentary and showing it to public. And then the Yuva Morcha and the BJP had in fact categorically stated they will not allow the screening to take place. Now this was stopped. There was a commotion that happened. This was stopped by the police, and the water cannons have also been extensively being used against these protesters for this. And the BJP has been in fact stating very categorically that they will not allow this screening to take place. And what they have stated is that the SIT has given clean chit. The Nanavati Commission has given clean chit. It's been 20 years. All the commission, all the inquiry in this particular case has already been done. But what is the reason why the BBC, which is known to always put India in a very bad light when they have come up with this documentary, if it is nothing less than a propaganda? So clearly the BJP has shown its strength today. It has also very categorically stated that any such move by the government to allow such screening to take place will not be allowed. And as a result, the government, the police and the law enforcement has put a hold on the activists, and the water cannons have been used as the protest even turned violent.
But Ashwin, clearly these student groups have been defiant. In fact, in Hyderabad, when our colleague Aneri tried to question them and put out their point of view as to why they were doing this, they blocked Republic. And it is really an agenda that they're going after. Ashwin.
Yeah, well, in fact, when I did speak to the SFI representative in college, in the Thiruvananthapuram Law College, in fact, he had spoken to Republic as well. And in that, he has stated that he will, for the students, for they're saying this is a kind of a censorship, they will not allow any censorship to take place. So when we particularly questioned about whether they will show any kind of genocide in the same, in the way they are saying there's a genocide, will they show the Kashmir genocide? For that, they were dilly-dallying. So clearly, the entire students' movement in Kerala, be the left or of the Congress, has taken a huge political turn in this. In fact, they have used this particular BBC documentary as a tool to project the Prime Minister of the country in a bad light. And there was, for a long time, they were waiting for something like this, is what the most BJP workers I have spoken to have stated. They said the statementship of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, especially at the time when India is also holding the presidency of the G20, the way he has handled COVID crisis, it has definitely brought him fame. And this is the reason that the opposition, in fact, is trying to malign the entire image by bringing in a foreign entity with what's on documentary. And that is the reason why BJP is saying there is a larger agenda to it. The state BJP leadership have very clearly stated this is a larger agenda to defame the BJP and this leadership, and especially Prime Minister Narendra Modi, by raking in an issue which has already been settled, and also stating that this can cause divisiveness among the various communities in the state of Kerala.
And that exactly is the question, Ashwin, as to who is provoking using this BBC docu-series. It's blocked in India, the lobby is still screening it, and a certain section that is celebrating this BBC docu-series. That is exactly what Ornav will be debating tonight at 10:30. Thank you, Ashwin, for the moment. Let's put out details for our viewers.
Blocked in India, but the lobby screens the film. Why is the Tukade gang celebrating the BBC documentary? Who's provoking using the BBC docu-series? Debating tonight at 10:30 p.m.
आग को फैलने से रोकना मुश्किल है, पर नामुमकिन नहीं। अब फायरवॉल टेक्नोलॉजी के साथ सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम आग से बचाए।
In a big embarrassment for Vadra Congress, a day after Vadra Congress asked Sabut on surgical strikes, Digvijay Singh, on being confronted, made a U-turn, saying that it has greatest regards for the armed forces.
सर पार्टी ने किनारा कर लिया पर क्या कायम है आप अपने बयान पर?
Statement, how it can be wrong?
The comments made are the comments by the opposition. I have got the greatest regard and respect for our defense forces, and I hold them in highest esteem.
But NI has already presented a charge sheet.
No end to Bengaluru civic apathy in yet another incident. A Bescom worker lost his life after suffering electric shock while repairing a transformer in Bengaluru. Days after the centre blocked airing of BBC documentary on Prime Minister Modi, a complaint was filed over the screening of the controversial series at the University of Hyderabad campus. Former Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee transformed India's relationship with the US and Russia. External Affairs Minister S. Shankar at the third edition of Atal Bihari Vajpayee Memorial Lecture, saying, and I quote, Atal Bihari Vajpayee transformed India's ties with US-Russia. Himachal Pradesh Chief Minister Sukhwinder Singh Sukhu attacked former Chief Minister Jairam Thakur over his allegations regarding state borrowings. Addressing the media, the Chief Minister of Himachal Pradesh said that I do not want to get into needless political blame game.
हिमाचल के लोगों पर 75,000 करोड़ का कर्ज, 11,000 करोड़ के सरकारी कर्मचारी और अधिकारियों को 6th पे कमिश्नर का एरियर और 992 करोड़ डीए का एरियर जयराम सरकार जो हम पर छोड़ कर गई है, और 900 संस्थान 6 महीने में खोले जिन पर खर्चा तकरीबन 5,000 करोड़ रुपया आना था, ये छोड़ कर गई है। ऐसी कौन सी दिव्य शक्ति जयराम जी में प्रवेश होगी कि 4.5 साल तक तो संस्थान खोले नहीं, तो लास्ट के 6 महीनों में संस्थान खोल दिए।
Republic 48.3%, 374% more viewership than News 18 in super prime time. Content supremacy has destroyed the landing experiment. Republic TV, voice of the people.
A lot of preparations have been before the Republic Day parade.
Thank you for joining us on the biggest story tonight, ladies and gentlemen. A story broken by Republic TV, and if there's one channel that's put forces first, put nation first, and question these irresponsible comments made by politicians each time they dare to question our forces or ask for sabut or proof, it's been Republic TV. People like Digvijay Singh are a disgrace because they question our forces not once, not twice. They've been doing it for many years now, in fact since 2016, and that's why when we started this story, when we broke this story yesterday, we knew it was time to question them, and today it's the biggest talking point. From their party leaders, their high command, their leadership, they're all in a fix. They haven't apologized, they're brazening it out, and that is why it continues to be our biggest story tonight. Here are the headlines. The Bharat Todo Yatra controversy has become bigger now. They're calling it Bharat Jodo. Look at the comments coming out of that, whatever you call it, a yatra, rally, YouTuber event. It's Bharat Todo, nothing else. No condemnation for what Digvijay Singh has done. No action taken on what Digvijay Singh has said. Serial offender Digvijay Singh, it's maybe comment number 5 or 6 on our armed forces. And he tweets this evening again questioning the army. He's not regretting it one bit. It's the Sabut Gang Yatra, a complete political disaster in Jammu and Kashmir in the last run. On the China tilt, there's a focus on Jairam Ramesh. There's a tweet by Mahesh Jethmalani who claims he has proof. Story is getting very interesting on Jairam Ramesh's openly pro-China position taken. BJP questions Jairam Ramesh claims he was lobbying for Chinese tech. Huawei, owned, developed, run, promoted by the Communist Party, linked leaders, some from the PLA. Tukade gang pushing BBC docu-series on campuses, using children to peddle their propaganda. Thank you for joining us on the biggest story tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, we tried asking the Vadra Congress some questions on whether they would pull up Digvijay Singh, what they felt about what Digvijay Singh said, and whether there would be action taken on a leader called Digvijay Singh who has questioned our forces several times in the past, not once or twice, several times in the past. Instead, when our correspondent Gursimran, who was in Jammu tracking this event, asked some questions to the leader called Jairam Ramesh, we were hounded. We were chased out of their events, not allowed to enter the Congress event. In fact, the pro-Congress channels were allowed inside. The pro-Congress lollipop questions asking, soft ball questions asking media from Lutyens were allowed inside. We were shut out. We asked some questions. There's a sequence where Rahul Gandhi is going. We ask him a question. The car drives in. No answers given. Doors are shut on Republic TV's reporter. Yes, that's democracy. That the favorite word of the Vadra Congress, democracy. And here's how they shut down democracy in their Bharat Todo Yatra.
Sir, जिस तरह से this kind of controversy दिग्विजय सिंह के
one second. First of all, learn to be little disciplined.
सर पूरे अनुशासन में हम आपसे सवाल पूछ रहे हैं. पूरे अनुशासन में सर सवाल हम आपसे पूछ रहे हैं.
Sir, why are you removing our mic? Because I am removing it because I want to put it. First, let's tell you. 1 second.
Yeah, you just answer. सर हम पूरे अनुशासन में आपसे सवाल पूछ रहे हैं.
I'm not arguing with you. I'm just asking a question. You are arguing with me because you are.
सर पूरे अनुशासन में हम आपसे सवाल पूछ रहे हैं. पूरे अनुशासन में सवाल पूछ रहे हैं सर.
सभी सवाल का जवाब दूंगा.
Heckle you. You are just putting. No, you are putting. ऐसे माइक नहीं हटा सकते सर.
You just see. What kind of?
जयराम सर इस तरह से जयराम सर.
Sir, you are putting a mic into my mouth. Brother. Sir, just want your reaction. See.
जयराम सर
Don't try to put
इस तरह से सेना के शौर्य पर सवाल उठा देना सर और फिर आप जयराम सर प्लीज सर इस तरह से सेना के शौर्य पर सवाल उठा देना सर.
This is just you putting the words only.
जयराम सर
Mike was at quite a far distance. Mr. Jairam, will there be any action on the action by the party since you have action? It was his personal.
Please, हो गया दीदी.
Sir, if everything is fine, then why we are being barred from your briefing? Then why we are being barred?
What is this?
Any action you are going to take?
Nobody is barred from Mr. Rahul Gandhi's briefing.
Your team has just told us.
Media is welcome.
It was your reaction. That's why we are asking you.
Media is welcome to cover the briefing.
Sir, any notice to be issued to Digvijay Singh now? Sir, will there be any notice issued to Digvijay Singh?
Please, is that clear? Your question has been answered.
Sir,
You
no
have time for PC.
Sir, we are asking, sir, any action?
कोई एक्शन लिया जाएगा?
Any action on Sir Digvijay Singh?
Please, don't. How you are going to shield him? Who is raising question? Because you are the one who are often hitting out at the government for being undemocratic in their approach, dictatorial in your approach.
Using the stage of Sir, will there be any action on Digvijay Singh, sir? ये तो बता दीजिए. Mr. Jairam Ramesh. Sir, we are asking questions. No one is hacking him. Mr. Jairam, will there be any action on him? Sir, Mr. Jairam, you said you will answer our questions. Then
You have an option.
Abhishek is joining me on the broadcast live. The BJP held another news conference. Not just one, they in fact held two news conferences today. But Abhishek, going by the defense put out by Digvijay Singh, I mean, it's bizarre because I believe Rahul Gandhi held a news conference today where he gave sermons about democracy, did not say a word about Digvijay Singh, rather did not condemn Digvijay Singh, did not ask an apology from Digvijay Singh, no action taken against Digvijay Singh. Digvijay Singh then tweets asking more questions to the government on Pulwama. So it's clear they're not going to pull back on this one, isn't it, Abhishek?
Niranjan, it seems Digvijay Singh is sort of trying to wriggle himself out of the mess he has created over the last 24 hours. You said bizarre, it's really sensitive, it's dangerous because this is exactly the narrative that Pakistan wanted pushed. And it's unfortunate that a senior leader like Digvijay Singh really plays into the hands of the enemy and does not understand the complications involved and the consequences of what he's suggesting. Intelligence, counterintelligence, operations are grey area, and there's a lot of grey area in those operations. So to superimpose that Devendra Singh case onto Pulwama, that is exactly the narrative that Pakistan wanted, Niranjan, and that's how it began, in fact. So for Digvijay Singh to be doing this is really disservice to the cause of the nation and its national security. Having said that, insofar as Digvijay Singh backtracking a bit is concerned, Niranjan, that I don't think is under the pressure of public opinion because it's been 24 hours and he was not budging even after Jairam Ramesh distanced the Congress party from the leader. But Digvijay has sort of made some softening in his position only after Rahul Gandhi in that press conference said that he did not agree with what Digvijay had said. So obviously, I don't think it's a change of heart. Digvijay Singh loves to revel in controversy, so I don't think he's sort of weakening on that front. It's just that because his boss, Rahul Gandhi, has spoken something that he seems to be sort of softening his position. It's really unfortunate that even in doing so, he has raised another one. And I think that's even more dangerous than just questioning the armed forces and their valor in having carried out the surgical strikes. Bringing in these sort of counterintelligence operations into the dialogue and to be pushing a narrative which really suits the enemy, he is not doing any service to the nation, Niranjan. And that's the unfortunate bit really coming out of those 4 tweets that he has done hurriedly now post that press conference of Rahul Gandhi. Yeah, back to you, Niranjan.
Yeah, and there was that sequence when Gursimran even tried asking that question. Jairam Ramesh, when asked the question, says everyone is allowed. He gives this, no, media is allowed to cover the yatra. Well, we did not want to cover the yatra. We wanted to ask questions as the reporters usually do. We wanted to ask questions and the gates were shut. We were forced to be outside that event. We were not even allowed inside that location where Rahul Gandhi was taking questions from the YouTuber media, because only YouTubers are now, we are given to understand, allowed to ask questions, and friendly media of course was allowed, but we were not allowed. If I have that sequence of us asking that question to Rahul Gandhi, I can play that. But here's what the BJP also said. The BJP held 2 news conferences, Ravi Shankar Prasad speaking at least twice today, while ramping up the political pressure on the Congress party. But of course, none of it had them budging. They did not apologize. Here's what the BJP said earlier today.
राहुल गांधी पहली बार बोले हैं कि मैं सेना का सम्मान करता हूं। जो पार्टी की ओर से गंभीर सवाल उठाए गए थे, उसको उन्होंने पहली बार कहा कि हम सेना का सम्मान करते हैं। राहुल जी, दिग्विजय सिंह आपके साथ कन्याकुमारी से चल रहे हैं, तो हजारों किलोमीटर की यात्रा में आप उनको समझा नहीं पाए थे क्या? वो कोई पहली बार बोले थे क्या? और आज जब आपने ये कहा तो आपने कुछ और सवाल खड़े कर दिए। इसलिए आज इस चैप्टर का हम फाइनल हिसाब करने आए हैं। Rahul Gandhi, today the BJP is going to settle the final account with you as far as your vacillating stand on the armed forces is concerned. आज मैंने सुबह एक बात कही थी कि ये देश सेना के शहादत का सबूत नहीं मांगता, उनके बलिदान को सलाम करता है। यही भारत की परंपरा है ना। Indians don't seek proof of the heroic courage of our armed forces, but salute them. और उसका कारण भी मैंने कहा था कि देश के लिए जीते तो हम लोग सब।
Okay, this is a big breaking news coming in. Nattu nominated for the best song in the Oscars. Big breaking news coming in now. Ladies and gentlemen, big moment for Indian cinema once again. RRR making India proud. RRR is now officially in the Oscars race. That's a big breaking news update coming in. RRR, which recently won a Golden Globe, the Critics' Choice Awards, and now RRR has scripted Oscar history, has been nominated in the Oscar race. They are in the Oscar race right now. And the whole country backing Rajamouli and team to win the Oscars. RRR is in the Oscars race right now, ladies and gentlemen. That's an official update that we have now. Nattu has been nominated for the Oscars. Big moment for Indian cinema at the Oscars. Will we do it again? Will we do that again? Nattu, after winning a Golden Globe, the song that's been spoken about across the world, has got an Oscar nomination. And in a few minutes from now, few hours rather, we will get to know whether RRR wins an Oscar. Look at that, nominees for the original song on your screen right now. Applause from Tell It Like a Woman, Diane Warren, Hold My Hand from Top Gun Maverick, music by Lady Gaga and Blood Pop, Lift Me Up from Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, music by the likes of Rihanna, and Nattu from RRR, music by Keeravani. Nattu has got nominations. There are 3 Oscar nominations we are hearing. In fact, we're waiting for more details to come in. There are more Oscar nominations. But the big breaking news update right now, Rajamouli's RRR getting nominated in the Best Original Song category at the Oscars. Nominees for the Original Song Oscars making it to the shortlist on your screen right now. There are 5 songs up there. Applause from Tell It Like a Woman, Hold My Hand from Top Gun, Lift Me Up from Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, Nattu from RRR. And Mugdha is joining me on the phone line, the entertainment head of republicworld.com. She's live with us right now. Mugdha, fantastic moment. What a moment for Indian cinema. This is something that we were hoping for a headline tomorrow morning. But this is great news, Mugdha. Great news.
Yes, absolutely. It's a big day for Indian cinema. You know, a lot of Indian titles have been nominated at the Oscars. Of course, we have Nattu from RRR that is, nominated under the original score. Then there is Best Documentary Feature nomination for All That Breathes. And of course, there is another nomination at the Oscars for The Elephant Whisperers, that is for the documentary short subject. So it's, of course, a huge It's a big day for Indian cinema. 3 Indian titles have been nominated at the Oscars. The last time we saw Indian titles that were, nominated at the Oscars was in 2002 when Lagan was nominated as the best foreign feature film. So this is, of course, as you rightly said, it's a big day for Indian cinema. It's a time for celebration because the Oscars, as we all know, is a huge, it comes as a huge validation for the Indian titles and the Indian filmmakers. And Natu, of course, we were expecting it to, bag a nomination, get a nod at the Oscars, and that's what it has received.
Well, you've been in touch with the RRR team. It's been such a dream run for them, from the Golden Globe for the song, and then the Critics' Choice Awards. And I'm not sure whether is Rajamouli back. Seems like he's there to collect all the awards and then come back once and for all, isn't it?
Yes. So currently, yes, as we all know that, Natu did bag a Golden Globe for the track, and which has been composed by M.M. Keeravani. And then, later at the Critics' Choice Award, it got
Mugdha, be with me.
2 awards,
Mugdha, be with me. Mugdha, be with me. I have Makarand.
Foreign film.
I have Makarand, joining us live. Makarand was he's also a part of the RRR team. And, he was live on the day that they won the Golden Globe. Makarand, hi. I'm just breaking this news to you. Fantastic news that Natu has been nominated for the Oscars. Wanted to get your reaction.
Man. My God, I just feel best is best, It just remains best everywhere, all the time. Just the world is going to dance to now India's tunes, man. And that's hats off to Keeravani, hats off to Rajamouli. I mean, I'm just hats off to us, all of us. It's great. What to say? I'm just about to perform. I'm going to start my play in IIT Mumbai, and I'm getting this news. I'm just elevated with this new force. I'm going to be performing today. My God, what to say? It is just. You know what? One just knew, and one feels that it's going to win also. So it's not only nomination, it's not going to stop there.
Well, I hope the play that you're going to perform is something which keeps you in a very happy mood. This is fantastic news. Makarand, my colleague Mugdha is also here.
Great news.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, who's there?
My colleague Mugdha is here. Mugdha, you want to ask him a question? Go ahead.
Yes, Mugdha.
So, Makarand, of course, it's thrilling, and it's exciting that Natu has been nominated for the Oscar Original Score. Tell us, are you in contact with any of the team members, the cast from RRR?
No, unfortunately, I'm not. To be honest, I'm not. I'm just because I've just finished my theatre festival yesterday, so I'm just completely yet today another show. So I'm still connected with my own theatre activity. But I'm sure now I should be getting in touch with.
And how do you plan on celebrating it? How do you plan on celebrating this huge news?
You know what? I'm going to be breaking the news in my performance, and thanks to you. I'm going to be breaking this news in IIT Mumbai here. And that's how, and I'm performing, you know what? I'm performing Gandhi. So that's another something which is, and we're just there, yeah? I think scintillating, there is nomination.
Also tell us, how will this give like a boost to Indian cinema?
I think that they used to always love our song and dance, but it's no more limited to song, dance. It's about story. It's about the impact. We have our superheroes, and the superheroes can be the freedom fighters, and that's what the story is. It's elevated, and now they know that we can have. I just saw that conversation between James Cameron and Rajamouli. And what James Cameron spoke about the film, and then he told him, that if you are thinking of making a film, let's meet. I mean, that's I think the level of impact which is on somebody like who's made Avatar. I think if you get the Best Critic Choice Award, I think everybody wants to watch now the Indian cinema. And
Yeah, and it's also a huge win for originality.
absolutely, absolutely, you said it. You said it. And I think that's what, I mean, we should just trust our stories in our land. Just keep reading what you have already written, and just have imagination on this, and then make stories. Don't forget that we had made Teesri Kasam, which was a hit film, which was based on Panishwarnath Renu. All the masterpieces are happened on the stories, which is literature which we have. So we don't need to, as a Bollywood or an Indian film, to look at Hollywood. I think now Hollywood is looking at us.
I have some more news for you, Makrand and Mugdha. I'm just being told that Oscars nomination. Elephant Whisperers from India, Kartiki Gonzalez and Guneet Monga. That's breaking news coming in. It's not just RRR.
My God.
There's another Indian nomination. Oscars nominees for documentary feature film. All That Breathes.
Wow.
Shaunak Sen, Aman Man and Teddy Leifer. So there are 3 nominations from India. Fantastic. 3 nominations, not just one but 3, Makaran.
3 cheers, man. 3 cheers. India is right there. I mean, it's unbelievable. Unbelievable or believable? Let's make everything believable. It's superb. Outstanding.
Superb.
Now, I need to go for my show.
Okay, Makrand, all the best. You have a fantastic show. You have a fantastic show and smile a lot. Not sure whether your character allows you to do that on stage, but do that today. Do that today, Makrand. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us. Okay, Mugdha, fantastic. Just getting in more news of more nominations from India, Mugdha.
Some amazing news there. All That Breeds and the Elephant Whisperers being shortlisted for documentary, feature film, and
yeah, there are 3 nominations so far. Are there more?
Yes,
Are there
of
more
course,
to
it's a
come?
huge day for. No, the 4 Indian titles that were in the race for the Oscars were The Elephant Whisperers, All That Breeds, RRR, and of course Cello Show, which was India's official entry to the Oscars. We are still waiting for the nominations for the Best Foreign Language Film to come in. So there's another opportunity there that we're waiting for.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so that's... have we had so many nominations in the official Oscars race before? I'm not sure... whether we've had so many. Have we had so many before?
No, Niranjan. So the last time that any Indian film was nominated was in 2002, which was Amir Khan's starrer Lagan, directed by Ashutosh Gowarkar, and the two other Indian films that have been nominated at the Oscars are Mother India and Salaam Bombay. Other than these films, never have any Indian films been nominated at the Oscars before. So of course this is a huge year for Indian cinema, a big win, we would say, of original Indian cinema at the Oscars. It's an amazing day, a day for celebration for India, of course.
Yeah. Well, A.R. Rahman is, he's done India proud at the Academy Awards. He's won 2 awards in 2009, was nominated in 2011. And this is a fantastic news for Indian cinema. RRR, and we've just been looking at the headlines. Twinkle Sharma is joining us, also part of Team RRR. Twinkle, hi, good evening. Can you hear me, Twinkle?
Yeah, I can hear you. Hi.
Hi, getting in some fantastic news that RRR is officially in the Oscars race. We wanted to get your reaction on Republic first.
Oh my God. This is a big day for Indian cinema. I can see, this is a big day for everyone, because Oscar is a big thing, and I am in that movie. I seriously can't believe it right now. Oh my God, I'm so happy. Congratulations to whole RRR team and Rajamouli sir and everyone, because just because of them we got Oscar. Our movie got Oscar. Oh my God, I can't believe it.
Yeah, you know what? I also have one of your colleagues who acted with you at RRR joining us on the broadcast right now. Let me see if I have him. Edward Sonnenblick. Edward, are you there? Edward, good evening.
Hi, hello, can you hear me?
Fantastic news, Edward, coming in that RRR is officially now nominated for the Oscars. We don't have a doubt. But what do you think, Edward? Are we going to get it?
Get what? I mean, we got the nomination. From here on out, I think there's no looking back. Whatever happens, it's a new era for Indian cinema. I think people around the world, and especially including Hollywood, are shaken up suitably by the success of the whole, this film, and they're going to start looking at India's cinema in a whole new way.
Yeah, and looking at the headlines coming out of... let's do it. Fantastic moment. Ambreen Anjum, thank you for joining us here on Republic TV. Thank you and all the very best. All of us here at Republic TV, along with, of course, the entire country, rooting for RRR and not to. On that note, taking a short break, ladies and gentlemen. When we come back, the big burning question. Unfortunately, we have to go back to political news as well that we've been tracking through the day. Came as a breath of fresh air this evening. RRR in the Oscars race now for the original song. 2 other Indian documentaries also in the race. Stay tuned.
In the global employability rankings by Times Higher Education UK, only the following 6 institutions from India are ranked amongst the top 230 in the world for having the most employable graduates. IIT Delhi, IISc Bangalore, IIT Bombay, IIM Ahmedabad, IIT Kharagpur and Amity University.
In a big embarrassment for Vadra Congress, a day after Vadra Congress asked Saboot on surgical strikes, Digvijay Singh, on being confronted, made a U-turn, saying that it has greatest regards for the armed forces.
पार्टी ने किनारा कर लिया, पर क्या कायम है आप अपने बयान पर?
Statement, how it can be wrong?
The comments made are the comments by the opposition. I've got the greatest regard and respect for our defense forces, and I hold them in highest esteem.
But NI has already presented a charge sheet.
No end to Bengaluru civic apathy in yet another incident. A BESCOM worker lost his life after suffering electric shock while repairing a transformer in Bengaluru. Days after the centre blocked airing of BBC documentary on Prime Minister Modi, a complaint was filed over the screening of the controversial series at the University of Hyderabad campus. Former Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee transformed India's relationship with the US and Russia. External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar at the 3rd edition of Atal Bihari Vajpayee Memorial Lecture, saying, and I quote, Atal Bihari Vajpayee transformed India's ties with US-Russia. Himachal Pradesh Chief Minister Sukhwinder Singh Sukhu attacked former Chief Minister Jairam Thakur over his allegations regarding state borrowings. Addressing the media, the Chief Minister of Himachal Pradesh said that I do not want to get into needless political blame game.
हिमाचल के लोगों पर 75,000 करोड़ का कर्ज, 11,000 करोड़ के सरकारी कर्मचारी और अधिकारियों को 6th पे कमिश्नर का एरियर और 992 करोड़ डीए का एरियर जयराम सरकार जो हम पर छोड़ कर गई है, और 900 संस्थान 6 महीने में खोले जिन पर खर्चा तकरीबन 5,000 करोड़ रुपया आना था, ये छोड़ कर गई है। ऐसी कौन सी दिव्य शक्ति जयराम जी में प्रवेश होगी कि 4.5 साल तक तो संस्थान खोले नहीं, तो लास्ट के 6 महीनों में संस्थान खोल दिए।
Republic 48.3%, 374% more viewership than News 18 in super prime time. Content supremacy has destroyed the landing experiment. Republic TV, voice of the people.
A lot of preparations have been before the Republic Day parade.
Vadra Congress refuses to act on Digvijay Singh. Yatra flops with a position on national security. Bharat Jodo Yatra or Bharat Todo Yatra debating tonight 9 p.m.
Burning question presented by Samsonite.
From insult to the forces to anti-India position, the Sabut gang Yatra finds itself in a complete mess. No condemnation, no remorse, no apology from the Congress despite the nationwide outrage. Mahesh Jethmalani files a big charge alleging Jairam Ramesh's China links. BBC documentary controversy reaches the campus, screened at multiple campuses despite a ban. The Kamtapur Liberation Organization interlocutor is speaking to Republic and he
मीर जो है
In this edition of the news, with this breaking update that's just coming in, these are in fact the first images coming in from Lucknow, where apparently we are learning a building has collapsed. This is a 5-story building that has collapsed in the city. We are learning about 15 to 20 people are still trapped right now in the rubble. And there is this unfortunate bit of news also coming in that is indicating that we could possibly be looking at casualties. Initial reports do indicate that right now the situation is still being studied. You're looking at the relief rescue operations that are continuing right now to ensure that everyone who's trapped in the rubble is taken out to safety as soon as possible. Images coming in from Lucknow, where a 5-story building has collapsed. You're looking at the fire tenders, ambulances, relief rescue operation, everyone who's at spot. Also learning that 3 people have lost their lives. Let's see if we can also get in our reporters who are very close to that accident site right now. Also learning in that the Uttar Pradesh Deputy Chief Minister is at the spot right now. In fact, he is overseeing a lot of this relief and rescue operation. But like I said, this is still a developing story, and the initial information that is coming into us is a little disturbing because there are reports of casualties. It's a 4-story building that has collapsed in Lucknow. Several possibly could be trapped. This is the initial bit of information that is coming in. This happened in the Wazir Hassan Road of Lucknow. It's a multi-story building that has collapsed. Several people fear trapped inside. The district administration has rushed JCB machine also for rescue operation that is underway. Learning that 3 people have lost their lives after this 3-story building has collapsed. Also, the Deputy Chief Minister, Brijesh Pathak, I think has spoken to the media, and he does say that 3 people have lost their lives. And this possibly was an apartment building. Like I said, we'll still await more details, but several people possibly trapped right now in that building, and the focus right now is to ensure that everyone is removed to safety as soon as possible. Still awaiting more details as far as that developing story goes, but it is a multi-story building that has come crashing down in Lucknow's Wazir Hassan area. Several people possibly trapped right now in the debris. We are learning that there are already JCBs and cutters that have been rushed for the spot, and the rescue operation continues. And like I said, 3 people unfortunately have also lost their lives. 3 people are dead is also what our team is learning. Now, how old was this building? What really happened? We'll await more details as far as the story goes. But like I said, limited bit of information right now coming in. And that does indicate right now that this is still a developing situation, and we'll have to wait and see what has happened. Now, there is this quick statement that has come in from the Chief Minister's office that says Yogi Adityanath has instructed the district magistrates, senior police officials, the SDRF, the NDRF teams to conduct rescue operations on the spot. And now let's shift our focus back to our story. This is about what has happened vis-a-vis the Congress party and what you've also heard from Digvijay Singh earlier. Now, Digvijay Singh, remember, has questioned our armed forces. He's questioned the kind of sacrifices that have been made by our forces. And one would have thought that the Congress party, when they say that they do not agree with the statement that has been made by Digvijay Singh, would obviously act against him. But that clearly hasn't happened. And for us to believe that a senior leader like Digvijay Singh has spoken in isolation without the agreement of the party's top brass again is hard to believe. That's why we are putting out the burning question that says that why no action against Digvijay Singh? Why has Rahul Gandhi not acted against him? Let's quickly bring up the entire story and then we debate.
There is a nationwide outrage against the Sabut gang who insulted the Indian army by seeking a proof of surgical strike. Soon after Congress leader Digvijay Singh insulted the armed forces, 24 hours later he goes on to defend his act of shaming the forces.
The comments made are the comments by the opposition. I have got the greatest regard and respect for our defense forces, and I hold them in highest esteem.
Republic also confronted and asked the Sabut gang some pointed questions. But the only thing that Vadra Congress did is pushed us and dodged our questions.
Any action on Sir Digvijay Singh?
Please, please give me a similar kind of... Please, don't... How you are going to shield him? Who is raising questions? Because you are the one who are often hitting out at the government for being undemocratic in their approach, dictatorial in your approach. Using the state of...
Sir, will there be any action on Digvijay Singh, sir? ये तो बता दीजिए. Mr. Jairam Ramesh. Sir, we are asking questions. No one is hacking. Mr. Jairam, will there be any action on him?
The party has not condemned nor apologized for the remark, but very conveniently managed to distance itself.
क्या मतलब है इसका? बार बार ये सवाल उठते हैं.
दिग्विजय सिंह ने कल फिर उठाया इस बात को। कांग्रेस पार्टी में कह दिया गया कि यह पार्टी का स्टैंड नहीं है। वो कोई सामान्य कार्यकर्ता है क्या? वो पार्टी के महामंत्री हैं, 10 साल मुख्यमंत्री रहे हैं। कोई नई बात है क्या?
No action, condemnation or apology. Does this mean the Congress is shielding Digvijay Singh? That's the burning question tonight.
The comments by the opposition.
So why has Digvijay Singh not apologized? Why has there been no action against him? Let's quickly open the entire panel. We are looking at Gopal Krishna Agarwal, the national spokesperson of the BJP. Sujata Pandey is a political analyst. Along with us is also Dr. Suman C. Raman joining us on the broadcast, along with Ratnakar Tripathi and Surendra Chauhan ji, who's also a political analyst. But my first question is to Ratnakar Tripathi. Tripathi ji, Rahul Gandhi says, I do not agree with a word of what Digvijay Singh has said. Fine. But my question then is, why has Digvijay Singh not been asked to apologize? Why no action against him?
I don't think the party gags every voice which are not in tune with it. The Congress party has clearly made it clear that they do not stand with this point. The Rahul Gandhi has made it clear. So why are you just forcing that one is not taking any action against Digvijay Singh or not? Let me ask one question from you. Why didn't you ask the Prime Minister or anyone else when they invited...
I'll ask you a simpler question. Please, I'll tell you why, sir. I'll tell you why. Right from a P. Chidambaram to a Manish Tiwari to a Digvijay Singh to almost everyone, Navjot Singh Sidhu, let's not forget. The list is long. Congress netas, one after the other, have insulted our armed forces. They've raised questions on their sacrifice. So is it too much to say that, listen, if as a political party you say that you stand with your forces, please walk the talk. Act against Digvijay Singh. Lead by example.
Ma'am, you are doing first debate with me. So let me clear very much one point. Don't interrupt me. Please. Had I completed my sentence?
Sir?
Why are you so anxious on just jumping on me and saying why are...
And let me also make the rules very clear. If you think that you can come on a show...
With you, I tell you. With you, ma'am. With you, ma'am. Please.
Very polite. See, what you're doing is obviously
okay. I don't have anything to say on it, ma'am. I don't have...
Mr. Tripathi ji, either you respond. It's very easy to say that, oh, you know, I'm being interrupted. No one interrupted you. But the point is, come back to the core question. Now, I think he's vanished. So I think we'll have to check whether he's still there or not, Sumant. But what kind of a response is this? You know, from the Congress party, Sumant, do you think this is fine? You can run with the hare, hunt with the hound. Are we being told that, you know, Digvijay Singh, a senior Congress leader, is speaking out of turn?
Look, Sumant? I think that we are having difficulties in understanding what democracy inside a party seems to be. The Congress, as Rahul Gandhi very aptly put it, is a democratic party. Different people have different views. And he said very clearly, these are extreme views which we do not agree with. So people articulate their views. And the party then comes up with a considered position of what the official party line on any matter is. And thereafter, the matter ends there. Now, that is the way democratic parties function. I think it's becoming increasingly difficult for us to understand because in the BJP, all decisions are taken by a couple of people and everybody merely falls in line and there is no question of anybody raising a dissenting voice. The Congress has been known for many years, even during the time of those like Indira Gandhi, who were, considered very, very autocratic in many ways. There have been party leaders who always articulated their personal points of view. Now, I don't agree with what Digvijay Singh said. Rahul Gandhi does not agree with what Digvijay Singh said. So the matter should be allowed to rest there.
Sumant, aren't you also normalizing this? Because if you allow me, I don't know why Ratnakar Tripathi has decided, to walk out of the show. Because Mr. Agarwal, before I come to you, I also want to get in Surendra Chauhan ji and see where he stands on this. But Sumant, this is, for your information and Surendra Chauhan's information. Kapil Sibal, once when he was with the Congress party, he said that the foreign media is reporting no proof of loss. Digvijay Singh says that, there is only a talk of surgical strike again. He says there is no proof. Likewise,
did the foreign media report loss? Did the foreign media report loss?
Navjot Singh Sidhu said, have you
If
uprooted
the foreign media
trees
did not
or
report
terrorists?
loss, Kapil
Manish
Sibal
Tiwari
cannot
said,
quote
did
them.
India really kill 300 terrorists?
No, 1 second.
Then
Deepti.
Randeep Singh Surjewala said, this is by homegrown terrorists, the
Deepti.
Pulwama attack. And Sumant, to be able to say that all this is democracy.
Deepti.
No, Sumant, my problem is different.
No, none of them are the official party position.
Sumant. We are all for democracy.
1 second.
But isn't there a red line, Sumant? Isn't there a red line beyond which you cannot insult our forces? The question is simple,
No, 1
Sumant.
second. No, I think Rahul Gandhi has answered that beautifully. He said there is no question of insulting our forces or not standing by them. And he says that he does not personally or as part of the Congress party has asked the armed forces for any proof. So I don't see that this is an issue which is worth debating at all. Because the Congress leader has categorically explained
if you do not
his
act,
position.
Tomorrow you will have Digvijay Singh again making a loose comment, and Rahul Gandhi can, come out as that, good picture saying that, okay, I stand with the forces.
I'm still a little confused, Deepti.
Because you have to
a
lead by
party of a
example.
million people must have only one viewpoint on everything. Can I ask you this? A party of 1 million plus people should have only one view on all decisions.
30 seconds, sir,
then they
I
would
come to you and
become
Sujata.
like the BJP.
Okay,
That
so
would be
you
the
don't have a
BJP then.
problem with the Congress not acting against Digvijay
It is
Singh,
not
but
the
you want
Congress.
to credit them for an internal party democracy. No problems, Chauhanji, with them raising questions on our forces. Rahul Gandhi not very long ago said, हमारे soldiers पिट गए हैं.
पिट रहे हैं.
Surendra Chauhanji.
Deepti, fact of the matter is, do not twist the statements of either Rahul Gandhi or Digvijay Singh. Whatever Digvijay Singh has said, Rahul Gandhi and the Congress party has made it very clear that it may be his personal views that cannot be equated with the whip of the Congress party. One. Second thing is, Congress has never insulted the armed forces at any point of time, and they have maintained that if an army operation is there, for army operation or conducted by Indian Army or Indian soldiers, no evidence is required. That is clear. So issue stands closed. I do not know what for you people are making such an hue and cry that if he should be shunted out or some party should take some stand. Party may take some stand. It is their internal matter. They may take some stand if anything raised by you people as well as media. So they may take a stand. Then that will be a prize to you people. Why we are debating on a non-issue? It is a non-issue.
It is not the
How
official
is this
stand
a
of the
non-issue?
party.
Gopal Krishna Agarwal ji, this is a non-issue. And I want to put out a bit of detail. Ratnakar Tripathi ji wanted to walk out of the debate. He's done that because we asked him 2 questions. Gopal Krishna Agarwal ji, and both Chauhan ji and Suman C. Raman believe that this is a non-issue. Rahul Gandhi ne bol diya, sab theek ho gaya. So what? Tomorrow you can have Digvijay Singh making another statement, and you will credit Rahul Gandhi for internal party democracy. Agarwal ji, then where do we draw the line?
I'll underline 3 issues in this debate. Deepti ji, it's an important thing that the country knows about the whole issue and the issues involved. One thing is, if you are questioning and asking for a sabut of a surgical strike which has been given by the army, army conducted the press conference, they have said about it. If you are questioning that surgical strike and army statement, you are questioning the army. One thing is very clear, we should underline. The second thing is, this is not a question about democracy. It is a question about the questioning the armed forces. It's not a question of democracy. If you are giving an opinion, Digvijay Singh is saying and questioning the army in the country, is it a question of democracy? It's a question of whether you believe our army or not. Is this the question? The third point is, if Digvijay Singh's statement is a personal comment, why Rahul Gandhi's statement of distancing itself is not a personal comment? It is also a personal comment by Rahul Gandhi. Let the party as a whole denounce and ask this Digvijay Singh to apologize for things. If they don't do it, then Rahul Gandhi's statement.
But they're
is
not
also a
doing it.
personal statement.
Gopal
the
Krishnan ji,
Rahul
they
Gandhi's
clearly are
personal
not
opinion.
doing this. But you know, I have another question that the opposition has raised in the day. Now, what the opposition says is that they have questions for the government, not the army. So is the government right now guilty of, you know, mixing the two and saying because they are questioning the government, they are questioning the army? You want to respond to that?
No, Dipti, important thing is what they are questioning. They are questioning that a surgical strike did not happen. Who gave this press release and statement? It is army. We said after the army came out with this statement and press release in the press conference that we have conducted a surgical strike, then our people appreciated the army. So if this statement was a government statement and their questioning of surgical strike to the government was valid, when army has said that we have conducted a surgical strike, it was their press conference, and then how can they say, if they question the surgical strike, how then can they say that we are questioning the government? They are in their action questioning the army. So this whole logic is false, and this is falling flat on their face.
Fair point. Fair point. Sumant, you quickly want to rebut that, then I'm coming to you, Sujata. Just give me 30 seconds. Dr. Sumant.
In an ideal democracy, there should be no institution that logically should not be questioned. Whether it is the Supreme Court, if you take the United States of America, for instance, every institution there, starting from the Supreme Court, starting from their armed forces, they are all subject to questioning. The Constitution. One second.
Then why you are saying now that we are distancing ourselves?
Sir, one second, sir.
Now your statement.
Sir, that is because Rahul Gandhi does not agree. Rahul Gandhi does not agree with Digvijay Singh's statement.
It is his personal
That is why
opinion.
he has distanced himself.
That
is why he has distanced himself. But this whole argument that nobody should question any institution.
But you know, Suman, the other question that is being asked that was Rahul Gandhi. Is he not the de facto head of the Congress party? Because all of you today are quoting Rahul Gandhi. Rahul Gandhi right now is just a member of parliament. That is it.
Nobody. Okay, maybe Mallikarjun Kharge. If you want Mr. Kharge to issue a statement, I guess he would do it.
But there should be action, no? Sumant, can you allow a Digvijay Singh to question the surgical strike, to question the valor of our armed forces, juxtapose this with Rahul Gandhi saying, see, I'm the good boy here, I will not, stand this, I will not tolerate this, but I will not act against him. So what is that? You can't play the good cop, the bad cop, Sumant, at the same point. You will be questioned.
Only a member.
Look.
Digvijay Singh is a general secretary and Rahul Gandhi is just a member of Congress.
Yeah, I think what Mr. Gopal wants is basically he wants a statement from Mallikarjun Kharge. So I assume that in future, Deepthi,
not a statement, action. I don't know what the BJP wants, but the country wants action. If Rahul Gandhi, Sujata Party today says that these words are atrocious, I do not stand with it, I do not support, then he has to act. He has to sack Digvijay Singh.
Can we assume from Mr. Gopal that Rahul Gandhi is just
lies?
an MP?
He's sitting here. He's been just telling lies one after another. First, he said Congress has never insulted army. So let me just rewind. You know, it was the Congress party who called the army chief Gunda. Okay, it was the Congress party or Rahul Gandhi who insulted the Agnivesh and said that if 4 साल के बाद उनको निकाल के फेंक दिया जाएगा. It was the Congress party Rahul Gandhi who said that हमारे सैनिक पिट रहे हैं, जबकि when the defense ministry issued a statement, the army chief itself clarified the stand. 1 second, and Digvijay Singh is not a common man. He's not a common man. He's been the chief minister. He's been the Mahamantri of Congress. What are you talking? He's been the coordinator of the Bharat Jodo Yatra, and you say that he comes with a loose comments like this, and Rahul Gandhi can distance, saying that it is. I did not speak in between. Please keep quiet. So, and first of all, how did the statement of but Digvijay Singh become his personal opinion, and the Rahul Gandhi statement doesn't become his personal opinion. And first of all, how is Digvijay Singh's statement becomes a personal opinion when every Congress spokesperson has been endorsing his statement? Second, Dipti, this is a clear-cut strategy of playing the good cop, bad cop, because the Bharat Jodo Yatra is in Jammu Kashmir, and it is also a very subtle way of getting sympathy of these separatists, because we have seen.
So you think he's doing this for votes, just for votes in Jammu and Kashmir? But what about the rest of the country, Chauhanji? The rest of the country will ask this question, that if Rahul Gandhi does not support a particular statement by Digvijay Singh, and all of you today are giving him credit for having been outspoken and condemning that statement, why not act? Why has Digvijay Singh not apologized?
Why Digvijay Singh should not be asked on this? And how long people of India should have to go through this? This is not once, Dipti. This goes on deliberately.
Let Mr. Chauhan respond. Sujata.
Manish Tiwari, you have a number of Congress leaders.
Okay, so you obviously think this is a pattern. You obviously think this is a pattern, Sujata. Let's get the response, because Ratnakar Tripathi obviously decided to walk out in the first 2 minutes of the debate. I don't know why.
Because he had no answer. Because you
Chauhanji, why should the Congress party run away from a question?
Because he was not allowed to speak.
You are talking about decent. No, you're talking about decent.
In flat 2 minutes, Suman,
what happened to
in flat 2 minutes, you decide that you're not allowed to speak or allowed to speak.
Entire poll went. We know the entire president, the entire election, how it went. Don't talk about decent. Don't talk about decent.
Surendra Chauhanji, so we should wait for Digvijay Singh or Manish Tiwari or anyone else from the Congress to make another statement questioning the valor of our armed forces, and that's fine, because that is internal democracy in the Congress party.
Tell this agitated lady to quieten down.
The question is not democracy. Question is whether you are questioning the surgical strike or not.
Entire India is agitated because you are here peddling lies, Mr. Maharaman.
Okay, Sujata, he's obviously trying to provoke you. Sujata, relax. Sujata, he's trying to provoke you. Why don't you relax?
Please calm down, madam. Please.
Sujata, the focus is Digvijay Singh. Let's stick to the focus. Yes, Chauhanji.
Not to make personal comments, because I can go on series of comments where Mr. Raman has absolutely.
No, Sujata, please let's not waste time. Sujata, it's a very important debate. Sujata, let's not waste time, please. Surendra Chauhanji, so we must wait for Digvijay Singh and the likes of him to make another statement.
Is it too much to say, Deepti, don't shout? Is it too much to ask her not to shout?
No, need not to wait. It is his personal statement if he has made anything. Yes. And if you want that Digvijay Singh should feel sorry about it, you go and question him. Why you are bringing Congress party in between?
Of sorry.
Or ask the Congress.
Because the moment Republic cameras go near a Jairam Ramesh or a Digvijay Singh, and as we are towards the fag end, I just want to play out that sequence if possible. I'm just requesting my producer Raisa to put that out, because you say, why don't you go and question him? Digvijay Singh is not taking questions. When our reporter, Gursimran, was trying to speak to him, you have a Jairam Ramesh who comes from the back. He's trying to push Gursimran away, pushing away a boom. Is that democracy? Surendra Chauhanji? That is democracy in the Congress party. We are putting out that image also. But Chauhanji, would you want to comment on this internal democracy in the Congress?
I cannot comment on that. I cannot comment on that unless I see that video.
I cannot comment, Deepti. They can't comment on anti-army remarks. They can't comment.
The video will play now. The video will play now. If you just give me 10 seconds, only 10 seconds, we are playing our images of the so-called internal democracy, ladies and gentlemen, in the Congress party. So let's watch this. 10 seconds.
One question, Deepti.
We are playing that out, sir. Watch it.
Enough. Please allow us to walk.
पर सर आपको लगता है ऐसे बयानों से बचना चाहिए?
Please allow us to walk now. अभी फिर बात होगी. अभी 10 मिनट के बाद प्रधानमंत्री से एक सवाल पूछिए. अरे यार 10 मिनट के बाद प्रधानमंत्री से सवाल पूछिए. We'll ask this question. प्रधानमंत्री से सवाल पूछिए. भारत जोड़ो यात्रा है. प्रधानमंत्री से सवाल पूछिए. आइए. प्रधानमंत्री से सवाल पूछिए. प्रधानमंत्री से सवाल पूछिए. अभी प्रधानमंत्री. अभी 10 मिनट के बाद 10 मिनट. अभी जरा मूवमेंट होने दो. Enough. Please allow us to walk.
So that is for you, Digvijay Singh, Chauhanji, also Jairam Ramesh, and whatever conduct you want to call this. Why? Because you want to ask them a question. Because we've run out of time completely. But it was important, I think, to put out that entire image. Sujata and all gentlemen, thank you so much. And we will keep asking the question. Not that we care what the Congress party has to say about it. But Abhishek, we are taking forward this edition of the burning question. What are you debating?
Well, Deepthi, from compromising or potentially demoralizing our armed forces to compromising the dignity of judiciary, indeed of the state, by carrying out a well-coordinated propaganda, the lobby is at it again. This is about the BBC documentary. It has reached campuses. It's being screened despite instructions or orders, both from the university administrations and the government of India to not be doing it. And yet it's happening. Let's look at this report and then I come back to discuss what are the consequences.
Soon after the BBC's documentary was pulled down, there has been illegal screenings of the docu-series in several campuses across India. Hyderabad, Trivandrum, Kannur University. The propaganda BBC docu-series have been screened in these places illegally. Delhi's JNU has also put out a circular regarding the screening but was later denied permission.
There are a lot of questions being raised from the political parties over a partial ban, let it be on Twitter or on YouTube or any other social media platforms where this BBC documentary is not being screened.
This docu-series have been banned but screened, and all of this even after MEA said that the documentary is a reflection of individuals that are peddling this narrative. But the question is, why is a banned docu-series being screened openly? Is there a deliberate attempt to provoke? That's the burning question tonight. Your report for Public TV.
All right, joining me, Nilanjan Das, political analyst live from Kolkata, would be giving us a view on why the documentary should be continued to be screened at university campuses. Perhaps Khaliqur Rahman would be joining us in a bit to support Nilanjan. And then on the side of the government, we have Abhishek Banerjee, author and columnist live from Bengaluru. And let me begin with Gopal Krishna Agrawal because he represents the BJP, live from Delhi, spokesperson of the party. Mr. Agrawal, is there a pattern? I could see a pattern among the set of people who are sort of pushing the documentary despite the government saying that this should not be done because the intent and timing of the documentary are suspect. So I'm not going to name names of people, but then if you look at these platforms, begins with The Wire, goes to NewsClick, and then you go to Quint, and then you go to Caravan, and you come back to The Wire. It's almost same set of platforms, same set of people, Mr. Agrawal. And that's why perhaps there seems to be a coordinated attempt to put the Modi government on the mat.
Definitely, Abhishek ji, we have to understand the whole episode, why this has been done and who are promoting. One thing is that it is 22 years or almost more than 2 decades that this issue has now been died out after the Supreme Court has finally given its verdict in so many cases. Even SIT has given its verdict. Supreme Court has categorically said that there has been no evidence or anything of finding of any involvement of any higher authorities of this level. So the issue judiciary, the issue is well settled in the country. So after 22 decades of the event, and after the whole judicial process has given a clean chit, after all investigation, even the opposition which ruled at that point of time, which was there was an interest into pinning down the current prime minister and other people. They took their every action, but it has failed. So the thing is, judiciary and legally and politically, the issue is well settled in India. But then this documentary comes, and then who are promoting this? Surely there is a clear pattern of the same people who have been found to be what we call is a tukde gang. They have been trying to take every opportunity to their where they can put Indian political leader to question put them into a negative light, build a narration, and undermine the national image at the global level. And it is driven by an agenda which is very clear. Otherwise, why it will be screened in JNU, why it will be done in Kerala, why it will be done in Telangana. There is a set of people who want
same
the
set
image
of people, same campuses. Mr. Agrawal.
Yes. So the campuses,
same set of people, same
people,
campuses, same platforms.
Mr.
Agrawal, I will come back. Hold on. I will come back to you and ask, whether the government seems to be a little overreacting. But before that, let me take this to Nilanjan. Nilanjan, that we have discussed the intent and the timing, but you see, there is more than meets the eye. There is a Pakistani origin member of parliament who raises this issue in the House of Commons in the British Parliament. There is a Pakistani journalist who wants to get the United States involved and asks the question at the State Department briefing. Though of course, the spokesperson of the State Department was smart enough to really wriggle out of it. Not just wriggle out of it, in fact, hold a mirror to the Pakistani by saying that it is an exceptionally deep democratic relationship between India and the United States. Nilanjan, you think this is all well coordinated attempt at polarizing the country, something the opposition really does not want to happen in India and yet seems to be doing so?
No, it is absolutely a prerogative of the BBC to, to come out with any kind of documentary that they want. And it is for the people to judge about the veracity of the, whatever documents or whatever truth that they are claiming, or whatever investigative journalism that they claim to have done. So it is for the people to decide. How on earth can, in a democracy, we can have a ban on a documentary like this? So it clearly shows that the central government led by Prime Minister Modi is completely rattled. Otherwise, why should they go about deleting tweets of members of parliament? I mean, it's absolutely shocking. If they have nothing to hide, if they are so
tweet
sure,
of a member of parliament has been deleted. Only the content which is proscribed is not there.
No. I think you are mistaken. The tweet of Mr. Derek O'Brien has been withheld in India because he had shared content from the YouTube. It has been withheld. It's still withheld.
Because of the content. Because of the content.
Yes, absolutely. So what's wrong in the content? It was a link to that documentary.
I tell you what's wrong in the content. Because it is an agenda-driven content. Second,
who are you to decide that? Who is the BJP to decide that?
It will create divide in the country. The whole
what about the Kashmir files? What about the Kashmir Files film that you are propagating? What about the Kashmir Files film that you are propagating?
False narration being built.
Mr. Agrawal, I'll come to you.
You are no one to judge.
Mr. Agrawal, I gave all the opportunity to Nilanjan. Mr. Agrawal,
you have to accept.
hold on. Nilanjan, hold on.
You are not
I'm
a judge,
speaking.
jury and executioner here.
Nilanjan, hold on. I'm speaking.
It's a free democracy.
Nilanjan, I am speaking for you.
You have to understand.
Hold on.
I know that BJP does not respect democracy.
Okay, Nilanjan, hold on.
But let the people decide.
Mr. Agrawal, Nilanjan, hold on. I have to take this forward. We have very limited time. Mr. Khaliqur Rahman, is it becoming a freedom of speech, which is legitimate, versus abuse of law debate? In the sense that, Nanavati Mehta Commission report, nothing, means nothing. Supreme Court appointed SIT and its head Raghavan, their report means nothing. Ghee Kahta Court verdict in Ahmedabad means nothing. Gujarat High Court judgment means nothing. Supreme Court saying no means nothing. Review petition dismissed means nothing. Curative petition trashed still means nothing. Is there a case of lack of self-confidence that you really want to see all those discredited people and people under scanner of our agencies, their version somehow to be brought out, and BBC providing that platform, and you really being very happy about it?
It is not that we being very happy about it, but it is, as Mr. Niranjan said, it is the prerogative of the BBC, and it is the BBC which has come out with this documentary, and it is based on certain facts which BBC had covered during 2002 Gujarat riots, and based on which the BBC had made this documentary. And if at all the government of India has to take any action, the government of India should go ahead and sue the BBC rather than banning that in the country. For the reason is because every countryman has got the right to see that, and it is up to the countryman to decide, because it is not
Abhishek, Abhishek, Khaliqur Rahman is making an important point. You think the government could have done better than do something which seems a case of overreaction? I mean, how many Twitter handles would you stop? How many YouTube channels and retweeting likes you would stop? Really, it opens a Pandora's box. It sort of becomes a hydra-headed thing. Like, you can't just control it. So why not choose some better option, Abhishek?
Yeah, so what I would say is that, this bogey of censorship is totally bogus here, because every country acts like this whenever there is suspicion of foreign intervention. If you look at the United States itself, which has the best freedom of expression laws in the world, when there was suspicion that, Russian intelligence has done something with Hunter Biden laptop, you can see all the Twitter files have been opened and how the FBI pressurized all the big tech organizations in the US to, stop covering the Hunter Biden laptop story. They even suppressed sharing links from the New York Post, which is one of the oldest, almost 200-year-old newspaper in the United States. So every country works like this to protect its interests. Right now, the Britain itself has banned the channel, the entire channel. Russia today they have banned, because during the Ukraine war, they feel that foreign propaganda will come. Now, what I want to emphasize is this, that due to frustration, liberals in this country, they are trying to lead Indians down a very dangerous path. You see in this documentary what is happening. The report they are quoting is from this UK Foreign Secretary, Jack Straw. Now, who is Jack Straw? In the same 2002-2003 period, Jack Straw is one of those people. They were creating this horrible lie about weapons of mass destruction in Iraq. So these are puppets of the United States military-industrial complex. They solved one of the biggest lies of the century. They caused $1 trillion war. And these are really, really bad regime change guys. And what is the BBC documentary trying to do? Abhishek. It is trying to undermine faith in our institutions, our judiciary, everything. So this is basically regime change.
Abhishek, we have discussed the intent behind this documentary ad nauseum over the last 5 days. Nilanjan, before I come to you with the point that Abhishek has raised about freedom of speech and expression and the imperatives of stability in a society for which, for example, the United Kingdom bans Russia today, and we are seeing those Hunter Biden files investigation in the United States as well. Nilanjan, interestingly, and this is for all the panelists and the viewers as well. This is a very interesting bit I am bringing out. The Wire did an interview of Jack Straw, the person who has been sort of panned by our then Foreign Secretary Kamal Sibbal. Now, Jack Straw in that interview to Karan Thapar says that now after 21 years, what can I say? These are reports by people on the ground. So he's sort of distancing himself, and then almost with a racist streak, Nilanjan, and it's important that you listen to what I'm saying. Jack Straw tells Karan Thapar, I was very concerned, of course, at that time, but what could we do about it? India has been independent since 1947, so we couldn't do anything directly. But we spoke to families of the victims from that state from where this has happened, which is Gujarat, and made representations to the government. The interviewer could have interjected and said, Mr. Straw, India is no more a white man's burden. For good or bad, we can take care of ourselves. Nilanjan, that's the problem, you see. People seem to be motivated to the extent that they suffer from inferiority complex. And they're letting it be expressed on air, unfortunately. Nilanjan.
No, I have a problem if you do not allow people to watch that interview. Why are you not letting people come to the conclusion? Why is the government coming to the conclusion? Does the government have anything to hide? That is the moot point. Why are you digressing the issue all the time? And I want to ask my previous panelist,
the government is responsible.
I just want to... please
we trust the government. The question is, Nilanjan, do you trust the judiciary of the country? And do you have the self-confidence to really look BBC in the eye and tell them that behave and do not treat India as a white man's burden?
The Republic can question the BBC. The government cannot ban a show. It is very,
The Constitution
it's
says
almost
everybody
puerile.
has to
It's
uphold
almost
the
immature
Constitution of
for
India.
a democracy
sure?
like
Every
India
Mr. Agarwal,
to go
uphold
about
the
banning,
respect and
foreign
Hold on, Nilanjan, hold on.
Very, very
judiciary,
immature.
the Supreme
Okay,
Court.
you made a point that the
And I
government
want
should
to
not be
ask,
banning
has
even a show.
becoming a liberal
But Mr.
become a
Agarwal,
problem in
let me
India?
give this to Mr. Agarwal
Previous
because I
panelist,
told him in
Mr.
the
Abhishek,
opening
whatever,
comment that
he
I'll
just
come back
said
to him.
that
Mr.
being a
Agarwal.
liberal is a problem. What is this?
Okay, that's his view. Obviously, he's from a conservative party. He can have that view. The point is, internally we can have these debates, Nilanjan. And Mr. Agarwal, internally we can have these debates. These are constructive debates.
No,
we have no more white man's
internal
burden.
debates.
Jack Straw, better shut up.
We can
the
have
point
internal
is,
debates.
and people
channels like
interviewing
yours
him should have
go
the
about
courage
carrying out such
and
investigative journalism.
that self-confidence to interject him. Mr. Agarwal, Mr. Agarwal, I am asking this question. Nilanjan, hold on. Mr. Agarwal, you think your party government could have handled it a little better, reacted differently?
That question can anybody raise. There are ways to which the government takes action. The thing is, our constitution puts the responsibility on the government to uphold the respect and the place of judiciary institutions. In a democracy, the respect and the courage, the place to the institutions is very important. You should understand what is contempt of court. Even any casting an agenda on the decision of the Supreme Court or anything is considered as a contempt of the court. So the thing is, our law and constitution is very clear that the government, and not only the government, every single individual in the country is duty bound to uphold the respect and the place to the judiciary, Supreme Court, election, all these, you can question. The thing is that you can think that the government, you can question, but why there is a group of people. No,
right, I have to intervene here now because I'm running out of time.
Who are peddling the narration.
Mr. Agarwal, while this remains a freedom of speech versus...
No one is disrespecting the judiciary, Mr. Agarwal.
Okay, on that note, I have to come to an end. Thank you so much, all my guests, Mr. Gopal Krishna Agrawal of the BJP, and of course Abhishek Banerjee from Bengaluru, Khalikur Rahman and Nilanjan Das. This is turning out to be a freedom of speech versus abuse of law debate. But more importantly, I think this is about respecting India's sovereignty, and BBC better do that. On that note, thank you so much for joining us. Short break on the other side. Arnab Goswami with the debate.
In a big embarrassment for Vadra Congress, a day after Vadra Congress asked Sabut on surgical strikes, Digvijay Singh, on being confronted, made a U-turn, saying that it has greatest regards for the armed forces.
पार्टी ने किनारा कर लिया, पर क्या कायम है आप अपने बयान पर?
Statement, how it can be wrong?
The comments made are the comments by the opposition. I have got the greatest regard and respect for our defense forces, and I hold them in highest esteem.
But NI has already presented a charge sheet.
No end to Bengaluru civic apathy in yet another incident. A BESCOM worker lost his life after suffering electric shock while repairing a transformer in Bengaluru. Days after the centre blocked airing of BBC documentary on Prime Minister Modi, a complaint was filed over the screening of the controversial series at the University of Hyderabad campus. Former Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee transformed India's relationship with the US and Russia. External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar at the third edition of Atal Bihari Vajpayee Memorial Lecture, saying, and I quote, Atal Bihari Vajpayee transformed India's ties with US-Russia. Himachal Pradesh Chief Minister Sukhwinder Singh Sukhu attacked former Chief Minister Jairam Thakur over his allegations regarding state borrowings. Addressing the media, the Chief Minister of Himachal Pradesh said that I do not want to get into needless political blame game.
हिमाचल के लोगों पर 75,000 करोड़ का कर्ज, 11,000 करोड़ के सरकारी कर्मचारी और अधिकारियों को सिक्स्थ पे कमीशन का एरियर और 992 करोड़ डीए का एरियर जयराम सरकार जो हम पर छोड़ कर गई है और 900 संस्थान 6 महीने में खोले जिन पर खर्चा तकरीबन 5000 करोड़ रुपया आना था, ये छोड़ कर गई है। ऐसी कौन सी दिव्य शक्ति जयराम जी में प्रवेश होगी कि 4.5 साल तक तो संस्थान खोले नहीं और लास्ट के 6 महीनों में संस्थान खोल दिए।
Republic 48.3%, 374% more viewership than News 18 in super prime time. Content supremacy has destroyed the landing experiment. Republic TV, voice of the people.
A lot of preparations have been before the Republic Day parade. Right now we are here at Karipura ground in Delhi, Kent, where the tableau of different states are being showcased. We show you pictures of this tableau, and this tableau is from Andhra Pradesh. They are also performing on the Haryana folk song. People coming in from Jammu and Kashmir, and there are the practice which is being done here by the artists of different states. You can clearly see how the preparations are now going on here. A lot of preparations have been before the Republic Day parade. Right now we are here at Karipura ground in Delhi, Kent, where the tableau of different states are being showcased. We show you pictures of this tableau, and this tableau is from Andhra Pradesh. They are also performing on the Haryana folk song. People coming in from Jammu and Kashmir, and there are the practice which is being done here by the artists of different states. You can clearly see how.
All right, breaking news development coming in before an important Congress meeting in Rajasthan. There's a big political explosion in the state unit with Sachin Pilot refusing to bow down, and in fact he seems to be upping the ante against Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot. He has raised serious allegations against the incumbent. In fact, this is an ongoing fight between the two leaders. Remember, Sachin Pilot had to rebel and leave the government. He was Deputy Chief Minister, and in fact he has made a charge now that party is functioning in a state of war. This is post Sonia Gandhi's ultimatum to both Pilot and Gehlot. Of course, on that note, a short break again. And we are back on the other side with the debate and, of course, Arnab Goswami.
In the global employability rankings by Times Higher Education UK, only the following 6 institutions from India are ranked amongst the top 230 in the world for having the most employable graduates. IIT Delhi, IISc Bangalore, IIT Bombay, IIM Ahmedabad, IIT Kharagpur and Amity University.
In a big embarrassment for Vadra Congress, a day after Vadra Congress asked Sabut on surgical strikes, Digvijay Singh, on being confronted, made a U-turn, saying that it has greatest regards for the armed forces.
पार्टी ने किनारा कर लिया, पर क्या कायम है आप अपने बयान पर?
Statement, how it can be wrong?
The comments made are the comments by the opposition. I have got the greatest regard and respect for our defense forces, and I hold them in highest esteem.
But NI has already presented a charge sheet.
No end to Bengaluru civic apathy in yet another incident. A Bescom worker lost his life after suffering electric shock while repairing a transformer in Bengaluru. Days after the centre blocked airing of BBC documentary on Prime Minister Modi, a complaint was filed over the screening of the controversial series at the University of Hyderabad campus. Former Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee transformed India's relationship with the US and Russia. External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar at the 3rd edition of Atal Bihari Vajpayee Memorial Lecture, saying, and I quote, Atal Bihari Vajpayee transformed India's ties with US Russia. Himachal Pradesh Chief Minister Sukhwinder Singh Sukhu attacked former Chief Minister Jairam Thakur over his allegations regarding state borrowings. Addressing the media, the Chief Minister of Himachal Pradesh said that I do not want to get into needless political blame game.
हिमाचल के लोगों पर 75,000 करोड़ का कर्ज, 11,000 करोड़ के सरकारी कर्मचारी और अधिकारियों को 6th पे कमिश्नर का एरियर और 992 करोड़ डीए का एरियर जयराम सरकार जो हम पर छोड़ कर गई है, और 900 संस्थान 6 महीने में खोले जिन पर खर्चा तकरीबन 5,000 करोड़ रुपया आना था, ये छोड़ कर गई है। ऐसी कौन सी दिव्य शक्ति जयराम जी में प्रवेश होगी कि 4.5 साल तक तो संस्थान खोले नहीं, तो लास्ट के 6 महीनों में संस्थान खोल दिए।
Republic 48.
In a big embarrassment for Vadra Congress, after Vadra Congress asked Sabut on surgical strikes, Digvijay Singh, on being confronted, made a U-turn, saying that it has greatest regards for the armed forces.
पार्टी ने किनारा कर लिया, पर क्या कायम है आप अपने बयान पर?
Statement, how it can be wrong?
The comments made are the comments by the opposition. I have got the greatest regard and respect for our defense forces, and I hold them in highest esteem.
But NI has already presented a charge sheet.
No end to Bengaluru civic apathy in yet another incident. A Bescom worker lost his life after suffering electric shock while repairing a transformer in Bengaluru. Days after the centre blocked airing of BBC documentary on Prime Minister Modi, a complaint was filed over the screening of the controversial series at the University of Hyderabad campus. Former Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee transformed India's relationship with the US and Russia. External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar at the 3rd edition of Atal Bihari Vajpayee Memorial Lecture, saying, and I quote, Atal Bihari Vajpayee transformed India's ties with US-Russia. Himachal Pradesh Chief Minister Sukhwinder Singh Sukhu attacked former Chief Minister Jairam Thakur over his allegations regarding state borrowings. Addressing the media, the Chief Minister of Himachal Pradesh said that I do not want to get into needless political blame game.
हिमाचल के लोगों पर 75,000 करोड़ का कर्ज, 11,000 करोड़ के सरकारी कर्मचारी और अधिकारियों को 6th पे कमिश्नर का एरियर और 992 करोड़ डीए का एरियर जयराम सरकार जो हम पर छोड़ कर गई है, और 900 संस्थान 6 महीने में खोले जिन पर खर्चा तकरीबन 5,000 करोड़ रुपया आना था, ये छोड़ कर गई है। ऐसी कौन सी दिव्य शक्ति जयराम जी में प्रवेश होगी कि 4.5 साल तक तो संस्थान खोले नहीं, और लास्ट के 6 महीनों में संस्थान खोल दिए।
Republic 48.3%. 374% more viewership than News 18 in super prime time. Content supremacy has destroyed the landing experiment. Republic TV, voice of the people.
A lot of preparations have been before the Republic Day parade. Right now we are here at Karepra ground in Delhi Canta, where the Chebli of different states are being...
Vadra Congress refuses to act on Digvijay Singh. Yatra flops with a position on national security. Bharat Jodo Yatra or Bharat Todo Yatra debating tonight 9 p.m.
Gandhi, how do you react to what Digvijay Singh said? Mr. Gandhi, how do you react to what Mr. Digvijay said? Mr. Gandhi, how do you react to it? Mr. Gandhi.
Jairam's pro-China position. A secret deal with the CCP. Time for a public disclosure on China Link. Debating tonight at 10 p.m.
पूरे अनुशासन में सर सवाल हम आपसे पूछ रहे हैं.
Sir, why are you removing our mic?
Because I am removing it because I want to put it first. Tell you 1 second.
Yeah, you just answer.
सर हम पूरे अनुशासन में आपसे सवाल पूछ रहे हैं.
You just see.